Hi, my loves. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we want to talk about the deadly mistakes that you could be making in your dating life without realizing, and it can lead you to operate from insecure attachment style, traumas, abandonments, and a wounded inner child, where you tend to self-sabotage your dating life or your relationships in general. If you haven't met me, my name is Sama, and I'm a registered counselor, a relationship coach, and an inner child coach. And today I'm going to support you learn about the deadly mistakes that you could be making right now in your dating life. Feel free to leave some comments, follow me on Instagram, reach out to me, send me an email. I would love to connect with everyone who's watching this video today. Let's get into it. So the first deadly mistake I see many women make as a dating coach, as a relationship expert, can include seeking his approval. And what I mean by this, it usually comes down to your traumas, and it can lead you to seek his approval. So you get to know him, for example, and you don't let him get to know you. You tend to not be your authentic self just to fit an image and to be liked by him. And what happens in this scenario, he doesn't get to know you. He doesn't get to know what you like, dislike, your boundaries, your standards, your deal breakers. And instead, the focus is all on him. And when the focus is all on him, you're gonna bend yourself into something else to fit an image, to fit what he wants you to be. And it's all about him and you being liked. And this is due to having a wounded inner child and operating from traumas, whether you have a healthy a healthy childhood or not. It usually has a lot to do with operating from traumas to be liked because you fear abandonment and you fear being disliked. And basically what you do instead, you seek his approval. You do things to make him like you, but in reality, you're struggling with low self-worth, not knowing your worth, not knowing what you deserve, and not being your authentic self because you don't know how to be your authentic self due to some unresolved traumas that you have from within. And this dating, stage wouldn't last because he's not getting to know your authentic self, and it can really make you even ignore red flags, which is my next, point to make. And then what we do instead, which is the second mistake I see many women make in their dating scene or dating relationship, is make excuses for him. So basically, let's say he's married, but then you focus on him being consistent, making, good communication, and you ignore the bigger red flags because you don't want to feel abandoned. You want to be liked. You want to be in a relationship, and you feel like a relationship is so important to the point where you ignore your own needs and wants and you make excuses for him. I see someone come to me, yes, Summer, I get that, he's not consistent, but when we go out for dinner, he pays for dinner. I'm like, yep, great. I'm all in for guys making, taking the lead and paying for the meal, but yet he's not consistent or he doesn't want a serious relationship. So we need to focus on this and create more clarity and more vision around this. Otherwise, you're settling. And what we do in this situation, we want to create a reality check-in. You don't want to live in your fantasies or operate from your traumas and ignore your realities. It's all about being aware, practicing mindfulness, being in the here and now, connecting to what's important to you and connecting to what you truly want in a relationship. And with that being said, another deadly mistake I see many women make and many of my clients make can include not having boundaries and standards and going, being easy or going with the flow. And I'm all against this, because if you think by making it easy for him, he's going to like you more, you're wrong about this, because you're attracting guys who are not serious about you. emotionally unavailable, or they could be, they could have narcissistic traits. So what I want to bring to your attention, being easygoing, it's because of lack of boundaries, and that comes also from traumas and resolved traumas with an inner child. Don't expect to make it easy for him. I know you're a nice girl and you're so loving and caring, but you can't let things slide just because you want to make it easy for him. You have to show him you have needs, boundaries, standards. You need to know your worth. You need to connect to what's important to you. So the next time you think, oh, being easy going will get me into my dream relationship, I want you to remember, no, actually it doesn't. It leads into toxic relationships, and that's why many women feel stuck. So instead of thinking that way and making it easy for him, connect to your needs and wants. Know that you're worthy, know that you're important, and know that you're more than a relationship as well. You have yourself, and that's more important. Stop making this deadly mistake in dating. And another mistake I want to talk about is not keeping him accountable. Let's say he said, he's gonna, let's say you had a conflict with him where he wasn't very consistent, or, you have a deal breaker of, a guy, if he smokes, it's a deal breaker for you, for example, and he doesn't respect your deal breakers, or he doesn't want to listen to what he has to say. Let's say he said, you know what, I'm going to quit smoking, I'm going to be more consistent, for example, but yet he doesn't do it. So he's not following through, and he's not keeping himself accountable. And then what you do instead, you try to avoid conflict with it, which is a trauma response by itself, because you're trying to avoid talking about the situation or mentioning anything to him. So in return, what you do, you don't keep him accountable to what he promised you to do. And what you do instead, you keep it quiet. And keeping it quiet, it really has a lot to do with your traumas, and then you can develop more physical symptoms and physical traumas and reactions to dating, and it can lead you to settle in relationships. So if he is not kept accountable and he's not following through, you need to move on. You don't sit there and trying to change a man, or trying to teach a man, or trying to save a man. This doesn't work, please. Instead, know your worth, know you're the prize, know you're the queen, and stop settling for less. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you're making these mistakes right now, or you have made them before. And let me know if you need further support. I would love to support you. Make sure to share this video with a friend. Know you're loved, know you're worthy. Thank you all for watching.